Okay, and here we are in the first game of the quarterfinals of today's Go for StarCraft 2 Cup number 397. Spawning in the top left corner in the 10 o'clock position, we find our red Terran player for Red Bloods Pro. It is Lillekanin. And his opponent spawning in the 6 o'clock position. It is going to be the yellow Zerg player from mYi.Insanities. The yellow Zerg player from mYi.Insanity. It is Sacsri. Now, Sacsri, it really has a name that I am struggling with quite a bit, but lately it has been going quite a bit better. Of course, the winner of a DreamHack Bucharest, I do want to say, or was it Valencia? Oh, wow, I'm not even sure right now. There's just so many tournaments going on, so many wins. I just read, see in my chat that Bling lost to Guru, which means that there really is only one Protoss left if Mathix takes that win. But let's get back to this game. Spawning, we do have Lillekanin spawning in the top left, where he's going to go for that gas first. And that is what mech players love to do. Get that gas income first and follow that up with your barracks. And with that barracks done, you can start your factory immediately after that. But Lillekanin is a player that is going to be able to switch it up quite a bit. I've seen him go for a gas first into a reactor and double Reapers after that. But so far, Sacsri just getting his hatchery down at his natural base before his spawning pool. Pretty standard play so far. And the Overlord is going to find Lillekanin pretty fast in this setup, spotting that bunker spotting that barracks at the front. Wow, I really have a speech impediment today apparently. But yeah, the barracks was spotted. I don't believe that the barracks did see that the Overlord was there, so Lillekanin still in the dark about where exactly his opponent is. He has not sent out that scout just yet, and if we look at his vision, it's just inside his main base, the only location where he did get vision so far. But the reactor and the factory are both going to come down right now, and he's going to be having very quick Hellions to start things off with if he swaps them around. But let's see what kind of opening he exactly wants to go for. Now, Gas Geyser has been taken by Sacsri. He's getting his spawning pool, and he's going to be able to start Zergling speed pretty fast after this, if he even wants to go for Zergling speed. Because if there's going to be mech, you pretty much want to go straight into roaches, because Zerglings are going to get roasted by those Hellions and siege tanks, and pretty much everything else is having a lot of trouble with that. But still, to be safe in the early game, to get your economy rolling. And if you want to focus on your upgrades, on your tech a little bit, then Zerglings are gonna be the way to go. But we do now see the barracks gonna be adding on a tech lab at the front. Now that tech lab is gonna be pretty exposed, but the first double Hellion set is already on the way. Even the armory getting started for Lillekanin. He is starting one base, and he really likes his one base. Now what is this gonna be used for? He's starting a Marauder back at home. Zerglings do find the two Hellions already out, and those are very fast Hellions. And with a little bit of micro, those Hellions will take the win in that engagement. But the Queens are back at home for Sacsri. Is this going to be a Hellbent Marauder push? It's going to be pretty obvious that it is. Two more Hellions going to be on the way. The Overlord has scouted everything, and the armory is nearing completion. One Marauder already being out, a little bit of a supply block, but another supply depot finishing up relatively fast after this. But now the Hellions will start poking a little bit. They don't want to take too much damage. Also, there has not been a starport being put down. So let's see if he can actually make this work. Still no expansion, so he's going to fall behind in economy quite a bit. And did the Overlord, does he have vision of this? Yes, he should have vision that there is no natural base. Might be just on the edge right there. But a lot of Hellions, SCVs, they can repair the Hellbat, of course. That it is a mechanical unit, so they can be repaired and also tank a lot of damage. The +1 attack upgrade for the mech vehicles is being researched, so it looks like he has a follow-up plan to this too, but he really needs to get damage done with this. The last Hellions will be turned into Hellbats now too, and he is gonna roll up this ramp. Roaches would be very powerful in a situation like this. Zerglings not so much, but even against the Roach he has those Marauders, of course. They do have concussive shells, so even the queens cannot really run away. He's going inside that natural base. And, well, with the Hellbats doing their damage, it is such a big damage output. Lillekanin taking the supply lead. The natural base is going to be evacuated. The Marauders going to town on those spine crawlers. A little bit of damage will be done to the Hellbats, and the queens are trying to focus down those Marauders, but it's just not going to be enough for now. One shot from the concussive shells will make sure that those queens can get nowhere near. So the best he can do is cut off the reinforcing paths. There's 2 more spine crawlers inside his main base. He has a nice position on that ramp where the spine crawlers cannot hit him and the Zerglings cannot go for any attack whatsoever. Another queen does go down, but will the spine crawlers be broken here? Hellbats are pretty okay, but they're not the best against buildings, and that was a great volley from the Hellbat, getting a lot of damage. And how many queens did fall in this game? 50 Zerglings and 5 queens for 5 Hellbats and 3 Marauders and 2 Hellions. That is pretty insane. Still no mining is going to be possible at the natural base. He's not pushing through at the main base. There's nothing, well, there's only one spine crawler here for the defense, but that natural base is pretty much guaranteed to fall. A lot of workers did go down in that position too. 12 workers being killed off, and this is a very low econ game, and Lillekanin is going to have trouble with getting his reinforcements into the main base of Sacsri. But he is just going to go around that. He's just going to go around that spine crawler. Yes, there are 2 more in production, but they take a lot of time to build. Another set of drones is going to go down. Still, there are SCVs here to tank a little bit of the damage. He still can go for the repair if he deems it necessary. But back at home, there's not really a transition whatsoever. He's still producing Hellbats whenever he can. Lillekanin, well, he's very patient in this engagement, but the queens will start slowly chip away at these Hellbats, and they really have to move in very soon. But once they move in, the spine crawlers will be able to finish them off. So yeah, I also lost quite a few SCVs here, but he currently has the worker lead. The SCVs repairing each other. It's gonna make it a little bit more annoying to bust through. But the tech lab on that barracks will now be killed off. Did he go for the expansion already? No, there's no natural base whatsoever for Lillekanin. The natural base for Sacsri is still up and running. There are so many queens out, so the crew spread is going to go insane in just a little bit. But Lillekanin wants to go for round number 2. Tech lab is going to be rebuilt, but the building time of a tech lab is not that long. He's going to regroup his units a little bit. No, he is going to go for a natural base, finally. And immediately Sacsri will know about this because there's no anti-air unit being built for Lillekanin for all this time. He also has the +1 attack upgrade on those Hellbats already, which is going to be very nice for him. And he's slowly going to start attacking up. But still, we are at the 11-minute mark. A 2 base economy for a Zerg player. He is catching up in the drone count. He's getting his Roach Warren up. And just getting ready for the mid-game. The early game is now pretty much over. With the 3 spine crawlers at the front, there's no way that Lillekanin can try and push up here. Well, maybe with an overwhelming number of Marauders, but he does not really have that at this point. Also, no wall-off at that natural, but still, Sacsri is just focusing on his economy, so that's not the biggest of problems. I would expect the 3rd base to be taken pretty quickly after this with the setup, because he probably knows that Lillekanin is going to follow this up with mech play, even though there's only 1 factory on the map, 1 barracks on the map, and he's still producing Marauders. Well, now producing Marines. He really wants to get rid of them. He really wants to get rid of the Overlords right now. They have seen too much. The natural base will be put into place. It will turn into an orbital after that. We do see the first roaches in production. Still no 3rd base from Sacsri. He's getting his lair up and running inside his natural base. But it might be that he just wants to go for the big attack off of these 2 bases. And I'm not quite sure how I like this. Yes, roaches are going to be doing relatively okay against Hellbats, but with the amount of Marauders here, it's still going to be pretty tricky to do. There is going to be concussive shells, no stim pack on those Marauders. So they're going to be not going to be the most effective units, but they are going to be effective enough. Now, how did that Marine get vision of that? It was just on the edge. The Marine is going to shoo away that Overlord. It does not fall or anything like that. But what is the follow-up going to be? Double medevac in production. No extra factory is going to come down, but there is the +2 attack upgrade for the mech that is 3/4 of the way done. Zergling getting roasted at the Xenonang Watchtower, denying that vision wherever he may, but the Overlord still spots everything, and without anti-air in this composition, it's not going to matter all too much. Now Hellbats are going to be dropping inside the main base most likely. There's no Spinecrawler here to defend anymore. There really are a lot of queens out for Sacsri. He has 7 queens out on the map. His creep spread is looking pretty good considering how the start of this game went. Hellions are not going to be enough to really deal with this with these creep tumors. Oh well, he did get all 3 of them with that scan. But Sacsri has taken a very nice supply lead. He confirms that there's no third base just yet, so he knows there must be quite a few units here. A lot of roaches are in fact here, and they are on creep. And without Stimpack, it can be pretty hard to retreat in a situation like that. Oh, he is going for the engagement with a lot of Hellions. They did not even turn into Hellbats. This is going to cost Lillekanin quite a bit. There's going to be the GG. Did not know what he wanted to do with that engagement, but with roach speed even being done, Sacsri does take the win.